Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Good to see you all. Fun day Sunday. I have a fundraiser to go to later on. It's what we call a spaghetti dinner. It's funny. I was talking to Kelly Copter yesterday, and I said, "Oh, I have a spaghetti dinner to go to tomorrow." She's like, "What's a spaghetti dinner?" I thought everybody knew. But yeah, it's a for a veteran who is the brother of one of my friends, and he's having a tough time. So we're doing a fundraiser. Well, I'm just going to it. I don't throw them anymore. I used to do them, and there was just so much work. So yeah, I'm going out to that. It'll be really fun because they're my boys are playing, and they have a friend from high school that's going to be their drummer coming back from college. So it's going to be really fun to see everybody. All right, my necklace is crooked today. Everything's crooked today. So I haven't been on in a few days for the simple reason of I've been living life, and I did miss you all, but I know this isn't your life. It's not my life. I'm just, I just pop on when I feel that I have something to say. And I'm doing me. I'm doing me. And I hope you're doing you. So I want to get something out of the way. It's like time to make the donuts kind of thing. It's like, I don't want this whole channel thing to be like a chore, but I do need to set the record straight about some things. And then I want to get into what I wanted to actually talk about. Okay. Wow. Okay. So if you don't know what I'm referring to, you can watch my previous videos, 2 or 3 of them. And I just want to say, I'm not going to be all self-righteous and talk about how I'm not going to talk about stuff, you know, and how, oh, I'm not in the drama because I'm a better person. Um, I was brought into this drama several times in the past 6 to 8 months by all sides of this equation. I got texts from everybody. It came in cycles. So it started maybe in June, July, and then August. Someone wrote something on someone's channel, and then somehow my husband's name was brought into it, which was silly because my husband has nothing to do with any of this. He doesn't give a rat's ass. He only cares what it affects me. So yeah, and so I got a text from the creator in question and about my involvement, and I had no involvement. I'm like, no, I'm not involved. But while we're at it, if you want to know my opinion, I'm worried about you, and please be careful. I did warn people, and I did tell them the receipts that I had seen and heard, which I didn't ask for. Don't want to know, but it happened. And then there was a whole group of mods that left. One of them reached out to me and asked me if I could relay a message. And I was like, oh, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to get involved. That was, there was August 3rd, and then there was a few months later, and yeah, here we are. Why did I quote get involved as far as publicly? Well, because I had been dragged into it several times against my will, and also it involves my best friend. And because I know too much. So people can say that God told them they're in the right and that I'm evil and whatever, which is, in the past would have been really triggering. But now I'm just like, whatever. People can say that I'm being controlled by someone. Absolutely not true. They have nothing to do with it. There's no conspiracy. There's no conspiracy here. You can bring up all these conspiracy theories. You can explain away, and deflect, blame and guilt, whatever. I'm just doing my thing. I'm moving on. There are some people, in a couple weeks, a friend of mine is coming to the States, and he wants to talk about his experiences and most likely show some receipts and get his side of the story out there. I am totally willing to do that. Right, Huff. No one tells me what to do, especially a man. I'm my own person. Absolutely. I mean, that's an insult. I'm just so sick and tired of people in this space who claim to want to be empowering women while they're blaming a lot of pretty powerful women and saying that they're under some kind of spell. That is very disempowering. So stop it. Stop it. And you want me to stay in my lane? Stop dragging me in your lane. Stop it. Don't be talking about me. Don't be sending me texts and dragging me into it. Look back in your text on August 3rd. I didn't bring myself into this. I was brought into it, and I backed off, and I backed off, and I backed off. So, karma's a bitch. It is. And so I don't know what to say. I don't want to be involved in this, but in as much as I, am sticking up for myself, I'm not being controlled by anyone. I'm not some like Charlie's Angels or whatever. Just stop it with that. Own up to your own shit. And people can make up their own mind, you know. And doing all this damage control and preempting people and saying, oh, like, don't believe your eyes, don't believe it, you're going to hear things, you're going to see things, people are going to show receipts because they're afraid because the proof is in the pudding. That's why. So anyways, I want to talk about worry and anxiety today. I'm not diagnosing myself or anybody. I just want to share my thoughts and my heart and what I am. Hey, Seal Bill, you may have a visitor. I'll text you later. Somebody's in the air. I'm going to talk about that. Seal Bill, Marilyn refused to get involved in the drama when the appropriate have accused me of stealing all the sodas and marshmallows from the job site. We later squashed the beef. There you go. There you go. See, it's all out there now. Yeah. So like I said, I've been living my life. This is not my life. YouTube is not. It's a very small part of my life, except for the relationships that I have with so many of you. That to me means so much, and it is a lot. It means a lot to me. So all of this, I'm not in a tribe. I'm not in a camp. I'm not representing anybody. I'm not being, dragged into it by anybody who is trying to control me. I was dragged into it by the people involved. And for some reason, like now it's none of my business. Now I'm meddling. Now that I'm just like, okay, enough's enough. Let's sort out the bodies. What the hell's going on here? So, yeah. So that's that. Now, back to what I wanted to say. And so my kids call me a worrywart. And speaking of my kids, anybody that knows, even the trolls know that they mean the world to me. So if anyone accuses me of abusing my kids or like I help with health food, my kids have never missed a meal. They did, and in our cult, kids weren't to fast. It was an adult thing. So yeah, so that's just so stupid, and I've never mentioned anybody else's kids. Find me. I want you to find where I've said that anybody's a horrible mother, that they're poor kids or anything. I said that I remember. Okay. Maybe, you can go through all my videos and I did hide some, but it has nothing to do, not hide them. I just deleted them because they had nothing to do with where I'm at today. But my story is out there. My story in its entirety is out there. So yeah, so that's another thing. You want to try to use my kids, you try to find my buttons and all that. It's funny how some people are accusing me of using Scientology. I have no idea what that is. I don't. I'm just me. So yeah. And it's really funny that people that are accusing me of using Scientology are using my past to shame me. So it's blah. It's gross. So yeah. Anyways, I thought of my kids. So they used to call me a worrywart because I'm a worrywart. And I looked up, I know the definitions of words, but sometimes I don't know the nuances and I like to look things up. So I looked up worry, and then I always thought worry and anxiety were like the same thing, but they're really not. And I mean, I know anxiety can take it to another level where you can have anxiety attacks and you have, like PTSD and things like that was like this underlying anxiety that doesn't go away, as opposed to worry, where it's a thought-based thing when it's like meant, it's in your mind. Oh, I had a couple of notes. It's specific. Usually when you're worried about something, you're worried about something specific. Right. And I'll give you a big example soon. Usually, when you're worried about a certain thing, it's short term, and then it gets resolved when you realize somebody's okay. You worry about your kids going on, going off on an excursion, or your husband, like I am. He's going to the Arctic Circle, and he's fucking crazy, and I'm really scared. He just left early this morning, and yeah, I'm really worried about it. And I kissed him goodbye last night, and I just had tears streaming down my face because, like, you know, I've had times when people I care about don't make it, you know. So it seems so silly to me because I know that he'll be okay, but there's always that worry. There's always that underlying thought. And that's my real life. That's what keeps me up at night. Not this. Not all who oh my god, just it's not my life. And if people think I get some kind of kick out of it, I really don't. I'm not into this. That's why I really tried not to get involved, guys. There's so many things that I pick my battles. You never hear me talking about all the protester drama. I don't get into it. If I was, into the drama, I would be delving into that too. I'm not. So anyways, I want to show you a little graphic that I found, and I will put the reference in the description below. I ran out of time, so I didn't get a chance to do that. So let me just show you this. So I like these little wheels, and there's a whole article about it. I won't read it because it's pretty long, but it's very, very interesting. Talking about the difference between anxiety and worry and how they do overlap. And one can, come out of the other or precede the other. So, okay, anxiety is persistent, unchanging with circumstances, affects daily life or physical health, inescapable and overwhelming. And then worry is it's temporary, circumstantial, does not impact daily life, goes away when you know the outcome. And then what applies to both of them is feelings of fear or concern for people and situations. So, I think about the serenity prayer, and it does make a lot of sense. It's like there's some things that you can change, that you can help, and you can do that, right? And then there's some things you can't. So it's give me, I don't even know it. Lord, grant me the serenity to change the things I can. Somebody knows that, I'm sure. Duncan and I will bring a satellite phone when we hunt grizzly bears. Oh, shut up. Shut up. I told him to get some bear spray. Can he get some bear spray? Too, Bill. I am having, I love a good Venn diagram, right? Yeah, somebody told me the serenity prayer. I haven't been to AA since I was like 6 or 7. My alcoholic father used to drag me to AA. I just remember the really burning coffee because it was this big stainless steel, boiling hot water, and then you would mix it with, I know I was drinking coffee at 6 or 7 years old. You would mix it with this like Maxwell House instant coffee, and then they didn't even cool it off with the creamer because it was that powder. So I just remember getting like a burnt tongue and burnt lips and all that. So that's what my experience with AA was as a kid. Oh, Emily, thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome. Yay. I do a sale clap when I get a new member. I love getting new cubs. It's exciting. So yeah. I remember fairly recently in the past year or so, there was a night where there were a lot of things going on, but I wasn't really thinking about the things that I was stressed out about or worried about or anxious about. But all of a sudden, like I just started to get short of breath. My chest felt really, really tight. I thought I was having like a heart attack. I didn't know what was going on. And and then all of a sudden, like my youngest, my baby, Carter, called me out of the blue. And I was like, Carter, I can't talk. I'm blah, blah, blah. And I told him, he's like, Mom, he's like, I think you're having an anxiety attack. And he would like walk me through, and he's like, do this, do that, some grounding exercises, like pick, something that you can see, something you can touch, something you can smell, and like do it over and over. And he walked me through it, talked me through it, and it actually worked. And I like calmed down, and here he is, he was probably 21, 22 at the time. And he had been through therapy, and I remember that, but not at the time, right? I needed him to kind of remind me of those exercises. And so those are tools that I learned in therapy and I had forgotten. And he learned in therapy. All of my kids have been through counseling and therapy for their past, especially in the cult, and trying to transition to life, real life, especially my daughter. And yeah, they're all very, I think they're great kids. And they're in their 20s, but yeah, they're just the light of my life. And I'm going to see them today. So I'm really, really excited. But yeah, I realized that there's so many things that trigger, I hate the word trigger, because there's so many things that, we hear over and over, but there is a trigger response to some things that come up, and all of a sudden it's like a chain reaction, and my mind goes to things that are in my past. And I remember picking up Kelly Copter at the airport, back, well, almost a year ago now. Well, no, it was in April. And Duncan decided to go on this mountain pass on the way home. And it's like a drop off. And I was holding on to what I call the old shit handle, and I was getting all so scared. Of course, Kelly saw me, but she knows me anyways. Like I'm a lot. I'm a lot. But I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. And I realized that I was okay. I know it was going to be okay, but something underlying, I think it's because I have that response from automatically from my trauma when I was younger, so I tend to like overreact to things. And that's another reason why I've been quiet for a couple of days, because I was like, I need to pull in, I need to do some, you know, healthy things, some exercise, pet some puppies, or they touch, I wish I could touch some grass. I can't wait. I can't wait till the snow is gone. I'm stoking the wood stove. I'm concentrating on the routine, because there's the routine and then there's the routine. But I had to start a fire last night, and I know I'm rambling, but I have a point here, sort of. Um, I had to start the fire last night, and I was like building it all up in the wood stove, and I get scared. Like I get to where like I don't know how to do something, or I think I don't know how to do something, and I don't draw from my past when I did know how to do something. And I realized, I'm like, Mare, you can do this. You can do this. And I did it. And it was I was so excited. I took a picture and sent it to Duncan, and he saw it on the plane this morning. And I took a picture of the dogs like waiting for him. They jump up and down past the gate when he takes them out in the morning. So they're already missing their daddy. But yeah, I realized that instead of letting my thoughts and my memories and my physical reaction to my thoughts and my memories, instead of letting those control me, I can take a step back, I can breathe and say, what is really happening here? Is this rational? How I'm feeling and how I'm thinking. And sometimes you can't really put a finger on it. But even the thing with starting the wood stove, I am so afraid that my house is going to burn down. you know and it's always been a fear for me, but what can I do, right? I can just I can be careful and take precautions, you know and then I just have to leave it to faith, or leave it to God or the universe or whatever, because we can't always control um what happens. And I remember my adopted mom used to say, don't borrow trouble. It's like, why don't get worked up about something that hasn't happened yet, you know and I'll tell you, I'm sure Austin wouldn't mind me saying this. is in getting ready for Duncan and we call him Uncle Al, my kid's Uncle Al, Duncan's brother, to go. There was one thing was that book came that I told you guys about before. It was called Fuck I'm Dead or something like that. It's like a humorous way to approach estate planning, right? And Duncan did write a few things in there, like okay, just to know where things are. And he said he'll fill it out when he comes back. But I hated to even bring that up because you don't want to think about that. But at the same time, it's part of life, and it does happen, you know. And Austin said to me last night, he said, "Yeah, I went hiking with Uncle Al." And he said, listen, I'm sure I'll come back, but we are kind of doing something a little crazy, a little risky. And he said, if I don't, this is what I want you to do. And kind of left it to Austin and told him, about his will and all that. And Austin says to me, and Austin's so much like me. He's very sensitive. He's my sensitive boy. And he's just such a sweetheart. I love them all. But he has that way about him that's just so thoughtful. And he's like, Mom, he goes, did you ever grieve somebody that's still alive? And I was like, actually, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I found myself crying because Al was telling me, Uncle Al, they always call him Uncle Al because I don't know, a respect thing, right? Even though he acts like a kid, even though he acts like them. He said to him, um, this is what I want you to do. And then Austin said, I started to feel sad, like as if it already happened. And then he's like, I pushed it away because I know it's okay, And I said, Austin, that's just shows that how loving you are and how much you care and you love your uncle. And so we kind of just hugged it out, we talked about it. And yeah, it was good to be able it's kind of cool to be able to talk to your kids as adults and realize that they have it together. They've got more of a grasp on life. Someone's cutting onions. I know. I know, I can't help it. I think I don't know if I still have the onion emoji. I got to put that back. But yeah, so I wanted to just come out, talk to you all and see where you're coming from with what are your thoughts on things like worry, anxiety? What are some of the things, some of the tools that you use to cope with it? I'd love to. Yeah. Oh, there it is. The onions. Yes. Thank you to. I forgot who sent me the tissues, but I have a whole case of tissues, and I've been going through them. But I really, really appreciate that so much. Okay. Hey, Granny G. Hey there. That song got me through my divorce with my first husband back in the 80s. My kids and I used to dance to it. Don't worry, be happy. I love that song. Here's a little song I wrote. Might want to sing it note for note. Um, there's a there's a verse in it. It's really funny. Like, oh, the landlord said your rent is late. He may have to litigate. And there's just all these things of like your girlfriend leaving you or whatever. I'm like, don't worry, be happy. Yeah, I was singing that this morning. I love to give you guys earworms. It's a crime. Hello, Marilyn. I always love that song. Yeah. It's hard not to be happy when you're singing that song, right? Yeah. Here's a little song I wrote. I love that song. What's the other one that's sort of like it? Um, Austin sings it. It's not "Don't Worry, Be Happy," but it's something like that. It's reggae. I'm trying to think. I'll think of it. It'll probably come to me. Suspiria. Doesn't matter what you do, you'll always be the villain in someone's story. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I'm a pawn too, and I'm being paid. I mean, I haven't seen any money. It's so ridiculous. The amount of conspiracy theories out there. It's like, if I wanna know what my life is, it's like living in a small town, you know? It's like, I'm the last to know what's going on in my life. It's just crazy. Hey, Arkansas Flamingo, you don't need to justify those people need their yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't diagnose anybody, but Jesus. Yeah. Asen, empowering women while claiming a man is the puppet master. Yeah, that just makes me super angry. Make it make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. And if you don't want me meddling, don't bring me into it. And and then the other thing is just shut people down, like, oh, you ever see? Oh, I don't care. It's like, okay, well, the truth is the truth. That's all I have to say. People can make up their own minds. Deja, hey, good to see you. Stay strong, Mama Bear. They can't handle your power. Yeah, I want to move on, and I am. I've got things in the works. I think I'm going to be doing a collab with Marisa, with aka Dianetics, this week. We've been going back and forth talking a lot about comparing Scientology to my cult, and she's fascinated with the whole born again thing, and I have a lot to say about that. And I really didn't know a lot about Catholicism, which she's been exposed to. She was born a Scientologist, but we're kind of comparing notes on that. And yeah, really, really interesting. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, here we go. Seal Bill, all my jokes are pre-approved at our secret close. Shh. I'm supposed to tell anybody. Post our briefings from the big guy every Thursday at 3. That's right. Oh my God. It's just so stupid. So we don't need the fancy cult robes. You guys are giving away you're giving up all my secrets today. I don't know. He said, not only never missed a meal, they even steal your ketchup. Yeah. I know. No, I mean, it's almost like people saying like it's like opposite day, right? It's like people saying things like, "Oh, Marilyn, she can't crochet worth shit." I'm like, that's like one of the things I can do. I can't do a lot, but I know I can crochet. And it's like saying like, "Oh, Marilyn, she's such a child abuser." It's like, I know I'm not the best mom in the world. I'm not mom of the year, but I'm a pretty good mom. That's something that I really work at, guys. I really try so hard to be the best mom that I can, you know? We'll see about if that we're the ones who are gonna have to come. Exactly. Worrying about bear attacks right now. I know. There is a Walmart up there, I found out. So I wonder if they have bear spray at Walmart. I don't know. I would just feel better if they had bear spray. Yeah. I mean, I know they're supposed to be hibernating right now, but I should not read, but I should not read that. But the thing is, where they're going to has a really high crime rate. So yeah, but I just gotta stop thinking about it. Stage of Flonase, why worry? There's always sunshine after the rain. There's always laughter after pain. These things have always been the same. So why worry now? Dire Straits, why worry? I gotta listen to that. I haven't heard that in a long, long time. Hey, buckled up, Buttercup. I love saying that. That makes me smile. I think I'm going to paste that anxiety versus worry meme on the bathroom mirror. Yes. Yeah. Good thing to know. Oh, honey. Been having anxiety attacks all this week. They are awful. Yeah, just take care of yourself, you know. Seriously, Susie, please take care of yourself. We love you. We love you very much. D. Thompson, I like what your son helped you with to calm you down. Yeah, he's a good egg. He's a good boy. Yeah, I learn from, the younger generation too. It's good to listen. Listen to all ages. Buttercup 49. Another Buttercup. Overreaction is a symptom of trauma. I believe it. Sounds right. Because it just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my God, like, why did I so overreact? It's because I think, I've been traumatized, and it kind of comes up without me really reviewing why I'm feeling so over the top about something and worrying about it and anxious. Funny, when I was a kid, I used to think anxious was a good thing, like, "Oh, I'm so anxious I'm anxious to do this." But, yeah, anxious is mostly a bad connotation, right? The other thing too is, like, um, the word hysterical, I always thought that meant hilarious, but now it's like, it means unhinged. So I don't use hysterical anymore, and I don't use anxious anymore for those, in a positive way. I don't use those in a positive way because 'cause I've realized that it sounds wrong. Force of delightful nature. It sounds like his voice was. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that kid, his voice is special to me because, when he was born, excuse me, meaning the doctors, the specialists, whoever, told me that I needed to brace myself, because he was born with a cleft lip and palate. Um, it's unilateral. Yeah, it was on. Now I can't remember what side. Isn't that awful? Left side. I think I gotta remember. But anyways, that's terrible. I'm a terrible mother because I forgot. I forgot what side his cleft is on. But he, I was told that he was going to be most likely, having a lot of problems, that not only the 4 surgeries that he had before he was a year old, but that he would most likely have speech and learning problems, that he may have some delay. He may have some physical, problems as well, and some challenges, and honestly, we were so fortunate, blessed, that he really had none of that. He, did have a lot of dental things that, needed to be done, a lot of surgeries. He had a major surgery when he's 9 years old, and he was on, soft food for, I think, 6 to 8 weeks, and so he's been through a lot. That kid has been through, talk about trauma. Can you imagine, having 4 major surgeries before you're 1, and then a huge major surgery when you're 9, and having that, having to deal with something on your face, as you look in the mirror every day. And he said, "Mom," he's like, "it's become a part of me," and he's like, I'm okay with it, and he does have so much confidence, and his voice is so special because he ended up not having a problem with speech. He does not have a problem with speech. That kid, he's very eloquent and much more than me. I mean, some of you have met him. He's been on with me, and he's just such a deep thinker. And he was actually, in the little gifted and talented group in school, and he won like the, school wide is a GOB. It's kind of like a spelling bee, but for geography. And so yeah, he's just been just such a blessing. I don't usually use those words, but he really, really is. So yeah, his his voice, to say, I said all that to say yes, I think his voice really does, really does, ground me. Venus Blue, I like listening to your stream of consciousness. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just kind of like deconstructing, and, as I go along, and, broadening my worldview and figuring it out, so, and you all help me, and I hope that this you get something out of it as well, because like I always say, and it's so true, I want to give as much as I receive from this whole experience. So, Ethan, those steps help me always when I take a flight. Your kids are awesome, by the way. Thank you. Oh, I hate to fly. I like it after it's over. I'm like, "Oh, that was cool." As long as I know that I'm not gonna die, then I'm okay, you know? "Hey, a girl, good to see you. Uh, I'm catching up, but I suffer from panic attacks and anxiety. I hope you can recharge." Thank you. Yeah, and all my love to you and positive thoughts, because I think that's what we all need, is just to dwell on the positive, and to I just try to be grateful for the good things, But yeah, I just accept myself where I'm at, because sometimes I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so silly. So silly for worrying about that. I'm so silly for being anxious." It's like, well, I guess you got to give yourself some grace too, right? Because our past experiences sometimes are a little bit hardwired into our brain, and we have those reactions without even knowing that we're having them. Buttercup 49. Yes, it's hard to shut anxiety off. Yeah. My dear, if I had no way. Aw, I love you, Asen. Absolutely not. You're a sweetheart. Yeah. It's kidding onions. No, don't even think that for a second. Oh, yeah, I'm just like your mom, Joe McCoy. My mother used to always think I was dead in a ditch. Every time I was 5 minutes late, I asked her, uh, "Where is the ditch?" So you can avoid it. Yeah, I'll tell you, when Duncan goes up to work at the A-frame alone, I get really worried, especially, like, if it starts getting dark and he's not home yet. I'm like, "Oh my god, I better drive up there," and I swear, every time I'm about to, like, grab the keys and drive up there and check on him, he comes in the driveway. It's so weird. It's like, I just get like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna go up there and find him. He, like, fell off a ladder. He's probably unconscious, and then he didn't have his phone on him, and he couldn't call 911," and oh my god, it's just I go through the whole scenario. It's just awful. I'm embarrassed to even admit it, guys, but it's true. Aw, James, grief. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's rough. I know. Suspiria, focusing on physical activities can be so grounding, helps keep you in the present rather than worry about the future or the past. Right? Exactly. Yeah. Yep. That's why I love to crochet. I like now that Duncan is gone for a week, I'm going to, and I know a lot of people don't say that, but I'm not worried because I'm surrounded by guns. So I'm not worried about anybody breaking in or anything because it will not happen. And if it does, they will be sorry. That's for damn sure. But anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to like really rolling up my sleeves and like because he doesn't like to get rid of anything. And so I'm gonna make some decisions about at least my stuff because he will even like take the stuff I want to get rid of and be like, oh, and he'll like take stuff out of it. Like, are you sure? Or we can use this for this? What if you need this someday? I'm like, no, 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 not true. Three little birds, Hakuna Matata. Three little birds. Um, might be three little birds. Okay, now I'm no, it's not Hakuna. That's it. That's it. That's it. Every little thing's gonna be all right. That's it. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's gonna be all right. That's it. Yep. Woke up this morning. Let the rising sun. That's it. Yep. Thank you. I knew somebody would come up with it. Seal Bill. My mom always wants to have morbid conversations about estate planning. I tell her she should leave it all to the dog. No, get her this book. It's called something like, oh, I'll bring it out next time. Is it something like, sorry, it's your problem now because I'm dead. And then you turn the page and it says, fuck, I died. Now what? So I don't know. So humor kind of helps, I think. But yeah, leave it all to the dog, right? The Able Traveler. Hey everyone. Hey, good to see you. Love from the UK. Love from Vermont. George Massey is a total legend. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll wear your rope stays as long as they aren't seen. Oh, you stop. You're getting me in trouble. He's like, they are instigators, some of these British mods of mine. Oh my goodness. James Still, Marilyn, it'll be okay. Fate's plan for you is to annoy the heck out of George Massey. That's right. That's right. Now I have more time to annoy the heck out of him. Oh, yes. This is something I said that I told Marisa about because she's trying to figure out like when the born agains are born again. I'm like, I was born again a bunch of times, and then I was unborn again, and then I was born, then I was unborn, and I was born again. It's kind of like how people from that were in the Sea Org or were recruited, they tried to recruit them to the Sea Org. I can't remember, like several of them said they signed the billion-year contract many times. I said the sinner's prayer, oh my God, so many times because we backslide, right, Have? We definitely got to do a stream about that too. Yes, anxiety is connected to fight or flight. Yeah, because it's like got a physical response to it too. And they said sometimes, just like what I said about the anxiety attack, the panic attack that I had when I was talking to Carter, that I wasn't even thinking about anything that made me anxious. It just didn't come out of nowhere because I had been under a lot of stress, but I had another really weird thing. And this was the same week. And I don't know what video it was that I did. I told you all about this and I forgot the phrase, but I heard like an audible weird thing talking to me. It was really weird. Like I was like hearing audible voices. And it's never happened before and it's never happened since. But it was so weird because it was like I had my head on the pillow and it was like something was talking to just one phrase, and I can't remember what it was. It was something really weird, but yeah, I was like, there's something wrong because I'm just all over the place. But yeah, it's better now. It hasn't happened again. Joel McCoy, if I had $1 every time I was right about something, I would have $1. Well, maybe 59 cents. Yeah. Now Carter's only problem is being too cool. I know. He is something else. Oh my God. He's so funny. Way to go, Cart. Yeah, he's a good one. Venus Blue. Hysterical was a term for only women. Hysteria is derived from hystera, meaning womb. This linguistic association between women's health and hysteria is still in use today. The term hysterectomy. Oh my God, that is so interesting. I never knew that. Because I don't know if it was, I don't know who was it, like taught me, hysterical meant, oh, that's hysterical. That's funny. No, it meant, yeah, hysterical. Or women. Interesting. I never knew that. Learn something new every day. Hey, Ken Grover, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Just wanted to pop in and show some love. Love this channel. You have a great chat. Thank you. I know I love my chat. They are awesome. And so good to see you. He said, my younger daughter was born with 6 toes and 1 foot. I forget to which side it was. Okay, thank you. I don't feel as bad. Yeah, it happens. Well, D. Thompson, my son has anxiety attacks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I would say like talk to a counselor or therapist and it might help to get some tools for coping with it because it is scary, but there's help. I definitely benefited from therapy, but also even recently, benefited from being reminded from my son about grounding exercises, and it really did help me so much. Hey, AB, good to see you, friend. Happy Sunday, all. I have the flu. I can't stay, but wanted to say, hey, everyone stay healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, and don't forget to hug the ones you love. That's right. I hope you feel better. So sorry you have the flu. It's that time of year. I know. Jason, why do you think worrying and going through scenarios is silly? You're a human. You have feelings. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I guess it's not silly. It's just, I don't know. I feel silly, like, because I don't know. It's like, I just feel silly, but it isn't without, any, founding, knowledge because, yeah, I think you need to be careful, but not so careful that you just wrap everybody and yourself in bubble wrap and don't live, you know? So it's a balance between taking risks, but also, you know, doing what you can to be safe, but also taking risks. Because, you know, if you don't take any risks, life is really boring, right? And you wouldn't go anywhere. So, hey, don't lump me in with that troublemaker. Yeah, but you're so cool. You're so cool about troublemaking. I love it. Force of delightful nature, worry and anxiety can highlight what is really important for us and things we don't like. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's your brain and your body's way of telling you, "Hey, we don't like that," you know? Stay away from that. Yeah, that's a good thing to think about because the things that cause anxiety, cause you to be stressed, just if you can stay away from them, you know, then stay away from them. What is a porcupine? A yearning oh, a yearning for bacon. That's great. Porcupine, right? Inappropriate have oh, yeah, I backslide so far that I met Moses and he told me to let his people escape. Oh my god. I also have the funniest mods, guys. Just saying. I love it. Granny J. Why is it when animals are born different, we find them adorable, but when people are born with things about them, people are cruel to them? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it really was awful sometimes with Carter, but he just handled it so well because he got to the point where he just would like laugh at himself, you know, or like people would say, you know, oh, what happened to your lip? He's like, oh, you should see the other guy. Or like, you know, here he is like 11, 12 years old. He'd be like, oh, yeah, saved my whole platoon in Nam, you know, like, what can you say to that? He's always been an old soul. Like he knew what Nam was, you know, like, yeah, he just, and then when he got older, he started like working out and no, now nobody will fuck with him, you know, and like my adopted dad, who was, you know, he was just a sweet man. Really the only real father figure I ever had in my life. And unfortunately he passed away, about oh god, almost 15 years ago now. But Carter just loved him. And my dad would tell him, like, you know, you joined the ranks of all the cool gangster type people like Stacy Keach. You know, he loved him. And Cheech. Keach and Cheech all both had a cleft lip. So I think Joaquin Phoenix does too. He played Johnny Cash. Yeah, and Carter loves Johnny Cash. So he felt cool after that. So, hey, Eric Rader. Good to see you, friend. Nice to see you out and about doing your flyers and all that. If anyone's not, if you're living under a rock, you don't know Eric Rader and you're not subscribed to his channel, definitely head over and subscribe. I would highly recommend that. I love watching him. Oh yeah, there's drama in different YouTube. Yeah, did you see the interview with what's his name? Dibble was his name? Flint Dibble. The archaeology community. Like what? I would think they'd really have their shit together over there. But yeah, it happens in a lot of communities. Carter, I'm talking about Carter a lot today. He told me because he was like, Mom, don't worry about it. It's like every community, online community has this. And he used to be like, he was secret about it at first because he didn't want me to be like, oh, my pearls. But he decided, you know, he's maybe about 12 or so that he was an atheist. And he started looking into, you know, this whole atheist thing, and there was a whole space, and there was like the amazing atheist, and he was having fights with this one and that one, and Carter's like, yeah, Mom, it happens in every space. So I'm like, okay, I don't feel. I lost my shit when he showed the Charmed house. I'm not sure what that means. Charmed, like the movie. I always I always wonder, like, okay, what did I miss? I missed like a whole conversation there. Stasia, my robe needs to be super plush and have cult members only on the back. That's right. No, oh God, don't join a cult, guys. It sucks. Oh my God. We got more. Okay. All right. Oh, we're already at 50 minutes. Okay, everybody, don't worry, be happy. I hope you got something out of our talk today. I'm going to put that article, the link to the article, Giorgio, if you can remind me before we hang up here. I want to put that in there, and it just really helped me. Sometimes I'll just wake up with like a song in my head, and I'm like, oh. And I had a friend call me this morning that had like a really super scary dream, and I was like, oh my god, I was up worrying last night too, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I was able to just kind of share with them what I was like, oh, I'm about to do a stream about that, and they're my friend in real life, so I don't know if she's listening, but hi, love you. But anyways, so the Thriller House. Oh, you did? I didn't see that part. Oh crap, I gotta go back and look at that part. I was in and out yesterday. Oh, awesome. The Thriller House. So cool. See you later, Joel. Good to see you. All right, everyone. Have a great Sunday, and I will talk to you soon. I got some interviews coming up this week about not only Scientology, but I think I'm going to do one. It might be in a week or two, because I talked to somebody this morning that had been in the troubled teen was a troubled teen in the quote industry. I want to talk to them, and we're going to work that out in the next couple weeks. So I'm really excited about the content I have coming up, and I will talk to y'all later. Have a great day. Bye. Play my outro. Bye. Xenu, Marlene, everybody partake. Cheers. This is good coffee. This is why, my hubby makes the coffee.